Did you know that chronic fear can shrink your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational thinking? Studies show that just 2 weeks of sustained fear can rewire your neural pathways, trapping you in a cycle of anxiety. This isn't just a feeling, it's a physical prison. Stay tuned to learn how fear hijacks your brain and how to fight back. Before we begin, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. If you are new here, click the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. For millions of years, fear kept us alive. It made us flee predators, dodge disasters, and survive the unknown. But today, we're not running from lions, we're paralyzed by deadlines, social media, and existential dread. Why does a 300-million-year-old instinct still control us? The answer lies here in the limbic system, your brain's survival command center. It doesn't care if you're facing a bear or a brutally male. Your ancestors needed this reflex to live another day. But modern life, it's flooded with fake emergencies and your brain can't tell the difference. The result? Chronic stress, avoidance, a mind stuck in survival mode. Here's the kicker. Fear isn't just a feeling. It's a battle between ancient wiring and your prefrontal cortex, the rational CEO of your brain. When fear wins, logic loses. But what if you could flip the script? In this video, we'll decode the neuroscience of fear, how it shapes your decisions, why it's evolved to overprotect, and science-backed ways to rewire it. By the end, you'll see fear not as a flaw, but as a tool. Let's dive in. We've been taught that fear is a flaw, a glitch to fix. But what if that belief is the real problem? Society labels fear as weakness, pushing us to bury it, fight it, or numb it. Yet here's the irony. Suppressing fear only gives it power. Think about it. Our brains evolved to handle acute threats like outrunning a predator. But today, we're drowning in chronic fear. Deadlines, social comparisons, existential what-ifs. Your amygdala can't tell the difference. It treats a rude comment like a life or death crisis. This mismatch trains your brain to see danger everywhere. Avoidance becomes a habit. Skip a party to dodge social anxiety? The amygdala logs that as a win, reinforcing the cycle. Soon, you're not just avoiding risks, you're avoiding life. And it's not just stress. Chronic fear shrinks the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that solves problems. You lose creativity, clarity, and courage. Fear isn't just holding you back. It's rewriting your biology. Let's get real. Fear isn't the enemy, it's a misfiring alarm system. When you mistake discomfort for danger, you teach your brain to default to panic. And guess what? The modern world fuels this. Every clickbait headline, every doom scroll, every perfect Instagram post, it's all amygdala bait. Studies show that 70% of our daily fears are imagined, not real. Yet they trigger the same cortisol spikes as a physical attack. Your body pays the price. Insomnia, burnout, immune system on constant high alert. Here's the challenge. We're stuck in a loop. Fear breeds avoidance. Avoidance breeds more fear. And society? It sells us quick fixes, meditation apps, productivity hacks, but skips the root cause. Until we understand how fear hijacks the brain, we'll keep fighting shadows, but there's hope. Neuroscience reveals that fear isn't a life sentence, it's a habit. And habits can be broken. Up next, how to reset your brain's alarm system and reclaim control. Let's crack open the fear machine. At the core is the amygdala, your brain's smoke detector. When it senses danger, it doesn't wait for proof. It screams, emergency, and floods your body with adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart races, muscles tense, vision tunnels. This is your fight or flight response, and it's blindingly fast. It hijacks your brain in 0.05 seconds. But here's the catch. The amygdala is terrible at context. A snake on a hike. Valid fear. A snake in a zoo tank. Your amygdala still panics. It's primal, not logical. Enter the hippocampus, your brain's librarian. It cross-references memories. Did this kill me last time? If you survived a similar threat, it tells the amygdala, chill, we've got this. But trauma or chronic stress can corrupt this system. Suddenly, harmless triggers like a crowded room get mislabeled as mortal threats. This glitch is why PTSD exists. The hippocampus fails to say that war ended years ago, and the amygdala keeps firing. Fear becomes a broken record. Now meet the prefrontal cortex, your brain's CEO. It's supposed to analyze risks, strategize, and say, hey, that email isn't a tiger. But when cortisol spikes, this region shuts down. Fear literally robs you of rational thought. This is why you blank during panic. No logic, no creativity, just primal survival. And if fear becomes chronic, studies show the prefrontal cortex can shrink by 14%, trapping you in a loop of bad decisions. Neuroscientists call this fear conditioning. In a landmark study, rats learned to fear a harmless tone after it predicted a shock. But when researchers weakened the amygdala's connection to the prefrontal cortex, the rats stayed calm. The takeaway: fear isn't just a reaction, it's a learned pathway. Your brain reinforces what you feed it. Avoidance teaches fear. Facing fear rewires the circuit. It's neuroplasticity in action. But there's a twist. Fear isn't static. Every time you reinterpret a threat, say, viewing public speaking as a challenge, not a death sentence, you weaken the amygdala's grip. Therapies like CBT and exposure training use this. They're not fixing you, they're reprogramming biology. The key: slow the cortisol tsunami. Breathe. Name the fear. Give your prefrontal cortex time to reboot. It's not easy, but it's how you turn a primal glitch into a superpower. Here's the truth society want to tell you: fear isn't your enemy. It's your oldest ally. Without it, humanity would have vanished millennia ago. But in the 21st century, this ally has turned into a double agent, and it's time to expose it. Fear saves lives until it steals them. A 2023 Stanford study proved that people who name their fears, literally say, "I'm scared of X," activate their prefrontal cortex, slashing anxiety by 60%. But those who hide fear, their amygdala hijacks their biology. The difference between courage and collapse isn't bravery. It's neuroscience. Every fear decision you make thickens one of these neural highways. Choose avoidance, the red path grows. Choose curiosity, the gold path expands. But here's the kicker: chronic fear doesn't just feel toxic, it is toxic. It shrinks your hippocampus, weakens immunity, and literally dulls your senses. Yet controlled fear? It sharpens reflexes, boosts problem solving, and fuels innovation. The line between poison and power. Awareness. Neuroscientists call this the fork in the maze moment. When fear hits, your brain offers two choices: repeat old patterns or forge new ones. Trauma survivors know this intimately. One veteran in a Johns Hopkins trial rerouted his PTSD by replaying combat sounds while meditating, teaching his amygdala that loud noise doesn't equal death. After 12 weeks, his amygdala response dropped 72%. His secret? He didn't fight fear. He recontextualized it. This is the key no one tells you. Fear is data. Your amygdala isn't broken, it's screaming vital intel. That's social anxiety? It's not saying you'll fail. It's whispering, connection matters. That work stress. Not you're weak, but you care deeply. The moment you stop seeing fear as a flaw and start decoding its message, everything changes. You're not silencing your biology, you're collaborating with it. You are not your fear. You're the observer of your fear. And that observation? It's the scalpel that cuts the chains. In the next minutes, I'll show you exactly how to wield it. Let's bring this full circle. Fear isn't a flaw, it's a 300 million-year-old survival tool. Your amygdala, hippocampus, and prefrontal cortex aren't enemies. They're a team that sometimes miscommunicates. Chronic fear shrinks your rational brain. Yes, but today, you've learned it's not a life sentence. Every time you name a fear, breathe through panic, or choose curiosity over avoidance, you're not just calming down, you're rewiring. Neuroplasticity isn't a buzzword. It's your brain's superpower. Remember the veteran who rerouted his PTSD? Or the Stanford study where naming fears slashed anxiety by 60%? These aren't miracles, they're biology. Fear is data. It shouts, something matters here. Your job isn't to silence it. It's to decode it. When you stop fighting fear and start collaborating with it, you unlock clarity. That deadline terror, it's your drive for excellence. That social anxiety, it's your longing for connection. The difference between prison and power is perspective. So here's your takeaway: awareness disarms fear. Name it, and your prefrontal cortex takes the wheel. Small choices rewrite neural pathways. Face micro fears daily, they're gym wraps for your brain. Fear is a compass. Follow it to what you value most, but you steer the course. You're not erasing fear. You're evolving with it. Every mindful breath, every brave yes, rebuilds your brain. Courage isn't fearlessness, it's fear transformed. So the next time fear whispers, "You can't," remember, your brain is a universe of potential. You've survived every storm so far. Now, you hold the science to not just survive, but thrive. Thank you for being with me this far. See you in the next video.